me the way. Tiny hands hold tight, innocence so pure. Through the darkest night, your love is the cure. Forever my girl, my heart in your hands. You brighten my world in ways no one understands. Watching you grow, moments we share. Life's ebb and flow, I'll always be there. Watching you grow, moments we share. Life's ebb and flow, I'll always be there. Laughter and tears, stories untold. Through all the
Okay, we are
years,
here.
I'll
We
watch
are
you
just
unfold.
here.
Forever my
Give
girl.
Me Talk is the name of the show, and I will be following this hurricane today. It's a very dangerous storm. So far, we're still right now as it is. It's around the latest information here. It's about 145 mile an hour winds, or gusting up to 145 mile. I'm not sure on this one. It is a Category 4 still. It is nearing the coast of Florida. The trajectory seems to have come down a little bit more off Tampa, which is good news for Tampa, bad news for people up in Cape Coral and other areas of the west coast of Florida. So the trajectory has moved down. Yesterday I was saying that it could be a possibility it could be heading towards Palm Beach and could be heading even further down. We have to keep an eye on that. It could still be turning south even more, depending on what's above this hurricane up here. But you can see on the other radar that we have here, there is a lot of rain associated with this one here. Alright, and you can see how it's beginning to get near there. On the right side of the hurricane, it's still fairly clear. I've actually talked to people in Miami. Let me lower this here. I forgot about this. Okay. I talked to people down in the Miami area today, and relatives of mine, and they told me they actually are seeing blue skies. Of course, you can see it is blue skies over Miami, and things are pretty calm and clear there. I do have relatives out in the east coast of Florida, and they have taken the proper measures to seek some shelter in case this thing decides to come their way. They're pretty much lined up with the path of the hurricane, which is right here. Okay, we'll get to that later. The path of the hurricane is right in this area right here. It is basically coming underneath Tampa, which is good news for the people of Tampa. Bad news for these Newport and if it heads down to Cape Coral, and it comes across here, it is actually lower now. Then it's also come down below Orlando, which is it's bad. It's good for Orlando and all those theme parks in there. There are a lot of people count for their jobs, and on the East Coast, and of course you got Palm Bay. And you got other Titusville's on the other side, and Port St. Lucie is below it, so that may not be affected by it. So this is actually, I lived in Florida many years. I have been a victim of several hurricanes, including the big one, Hurricane Andrew. All right, and I gone through one Category 5, one Category 3, and two Category 2s. And I believe it was another Category 1 I went through. And I didn't pay much because it wasn't much that happened there. And this area may be not a bad scenario if a hurricane's going to hit, if it stays within that trajectory. This is there's not the population around this area is not that big in this right here. All right. If this line comes down further and it goes towards West Palm Beach, then everything coming down here as you come down the coast, the East Coast here, the population gets greater and greater and greater until it hits Miami. It has a large population. Florida, Miami have a large population. All right. So that will be this area here. It's interesting how it's like kind of threading the needle here between a couple of major towns. You can say small towns here. and it's coming right through. We'll see what happens there. Off the coast right now, it seems to me, it seems to be about 100 miles off the coast here, around 90 miles off 100, around 90, probably around 90 miles off the coast here. That's what it seems like to me. All right, and it's right now the winds, like I said, is 145 miles an hour. Category 4. It's estimated to possibly get near the coast at a Category 3, and from there on we'll see what happens. Now I've been through hurricanes where it was predicted to come in at a Category 2, and once it got close to us, it actually boosted up to a Category 3. All right, and we ended up getting hit by a Category 3. So I've been through that kind of hurricane. And I've also been through hurricanes where it was predicted to come straight at us, and they just made a U-turn and went straight up. It completely misses. So there's potential here of anything happening, but usually the models for the last couple of years have been getting quite good and predicting the path of these hurricanes. Hang on 1 second as we get here. All right, I am going to go right now, and I'm going to put a little bit of music. There's a couple things I have to do with my have to fix with my broadcast. And I'll be back right after this tune here.
All the years I'll watch you unfold.
We'll be right back right after some tunes here.
Life's good, I feel wonderful. Every moment's a gift, oh, it's so beautiful. Got my dreams in my pocket, everything feels right. With laughter in my heart, I'm free like a bird. Clouds may come, but I won't let them stay. I'll keep shining my light, chase the gray away. In the ups and downs, I find my way. With love as my guide, I'll dance through the night. So here's to the moments, let them roll. Living life fully, it fills up my soul. Ta-da-da-da-da, come sing along. beautiful life we all belong. Ta-da-da-da-da, life's good, I feel wonderful. Every moment's a gift, oh, it's so beautiful. Got my dreams in my pocket, everything feels right. With laughter in my heart, I'm free like a bird. Clouds may come, but I won't let them stay. I'll keep shining my light, chase the gray away. In the ups and downs, I find my way. With love as my guide, I'll dance through the night. So here's to the moments, let them roll. Living life fully, it fills up my soul. Ta-da-da-da-da, come sing along. In this beautiful life we all belong. In this beautiful life we all belong.
Okay, we are back here again. We are back here. Um, we're looking at the Hurricane Milton here. Before I get into this today, I want you guys to look at this. This is a go get funding. You can go to their page, go get funding. You can scan this on your phone, and or just take the short address here and go to it. The short URL address, and go to it. This family is in dire strait financially. The father of well, the daughter, well, the father's daughter, who suffers from this bipolar problem, has an injury, hasn't worked in a couple of years because of his injury. The mother also makes a very low income. They have wasted a lot of money between the father and the daughter with medications and doctors and all this, and they're now at the end of their rope. They got a pretty good story you should read. And the father went out and made it. We tried fundraising. I'm helping him out. I tried to help him about a week ago and wasn't able to fund. Just all we were able to raise was like $7. And these people, and I am not some big person that comes out here and knows how to do fundraising, tell you true, or knows what words to use. But we put down what we can, and they put down what they can. I did what I can to help them out with this little artwork here. And they are suffering, the daughter's suffering from, besides the injury that he has and the financial difficulty they have, which is severe, which they're about to end up in the street. They also have a daughter that has a disorder with bipolar, and she's extremely suffering at school. They're trying to get her some kind of special education, possibly some kind of learning staying home and learning at home, and getting maybe some courses where they're able, some kind of school that's able to provide her the school. Because going to school with bipolar as a kid, it's extremely difficult. I guess the child can get in a lot of trouble, and teachers just really don't understand it too good. Students don't understand it, and she's really suffering here. So I hope you guys can make any kind of donation to help out this family. Their goal is to get out of their, get up, you could say, because they are extremely down in the situation they're in. Get back on their feet, you could say, and try to do something. Try to get some kind of help for her daughter, also to seek some kind of, because she's not even been able to get any kind of meds, because of the financial problems that they have. And the father doesn't get no benefits, zero, and the mother gets zero benefits. There are reasons for that. They kind of go into it on their stories. They will not be able to get benefits. I'll tell you that right now because of the situations that they're in. I know so many people out there are already yelling and screaming, "Oh, you can get benefits, man. You can go there and get everything you want, man." No, man, it doesn't work that way. Not for this case. They're trying not to elaborate, but they are right now in a dangerous area. All right, that's where they're at right now. The father is a Westerner, and the mother is from that area. But the situation there is grave, and we'll just say that it is down in the Gulf area. All right, the father is, like I said, a Westerner. I know him quite well, and the mother, she's married to him. And they got this kid, and they are really between a hard place and a rock. Try to look at the story. Any kind of financial help will be highly appreciated. Don't donate to my channel. Donate to them. All right, simple as that. I was trying to get some of my NFT for anybody that donates. It's down there if you wanted some NFT. So if you donate some like $50 or up, I can even give you a free NFT from my art channel that I have, and you can save that in your wallet. All right. We're going to go back to this hurricane. I hope you guys can go there and try to help out today, and don't wait for tomorrow or the day after, because these people are in desperate need, and their bills are catching up, and they got huge financial problems. Please, if you can today, help them out today. Let me go back to the hurricane situation here. All right. And now we see where the hurricane is now approaching Florida. Alright, it's made this little turn, if you can see it. Let me pop it up here so you can see it a little better. Alright, it's made a bit of a turn here, going north. It went like almost due north. And then it turned again, and it started to go northeast again. Alright, you can see where it's being pulled. Alright, they say the speed, I believe, it has picked up. And the trajectory is still there, but I think the trajectory may have begun to shift again because of this one turn. This way, it could have shifted a little bit more toward the north here. I don't have the total update on this. Unfortunately, I cannot sit here and put the weather channel for you, so you can see the stuff here. All right, but that is what's going on there. It is it's going to be a horrible thing if it comes in as a Category 4, and hopefully it doesn't. But if it reaches this red area here, this is where there are very high winds in that red area right there. And as it get closer to the eye, of course, more and more damaging winds. All right, right now that wind in there. Let me see if I can get out there. You're looking at possibly like it's going to be strong winds, because right now it's giving the wrong winds. But the hurricane is at about 145 miles an hour, but there will be as this red comes on shore here, you're going to do a lot of damage, and a lot of water is being pushed against the shore here. All right, if it starts to shift a little bit up towards Tampa, then Tampa is going to get a severe hit from this hurricane. All right, which looks like it may be trying to thread the needle through between these two, between Northport and between Tampa, you could say, to see if it gets through there. But we'll see what happens. If you're anywhere in that area of the path of the hurricane, you should really consider seeking shelter, making your last-minute preparations. This could be making landfall here. Well, they estimate, let me see here, on Thursday morning, it should, like around 3 o'clock in the morning, it should be probably around 50 miles off the coast, around there. And by my estimation, you might be looking at a noon hit here, a noon strike here. Is what you might be looking at here on Thursday. All right, so you're really going to have to do some preparations. Get things out of the way. Get yourself squared away. Get yourself comfortable at home if you're going to stay home. If you're in a trader, if it's coming in at a Category 4 and comes to shore on a Category 4, and you're anywhere in that west coast in the path of that hurricane, you're in dire strait. You could be in extreme danger being in a trader. If also you're along the coast and at home, There was some predictions that I seen yesterday, not today. Today I've been very busy doing stuff, but I'm sure that stays those predictions. If the hurricane comes in as a Category 4 or higher, you might be looking at the sea surge coming up as high as 15 feet. They predicted in some places. So if you're along the coast, bad idea. You should try to go inland and get away from this thing. I know it's going to be tough getting into inland. So a lot of people already are flooding these hotels and motels and places to go. And because of all the problems there was up north, people have also rented a lot of places that they wanted to stay at because their houses got damaged or destroyed up north. And some of them may have come to Florida to rent in some of the hotels and places. So it's a lot of a double whammy here is what we got going, people. This is basically a double whammy when two major hurricanes come in this far, this close together, you could say. It doesn't give people enough time to fix things and for hotels and people to move back or find other temporary shelters and get out of hotels, places like that. So the roads get full of a lot of emergency vehicles, hotels, motels, all filled in with a lot of people. And it becomes a problem for people evacuating, trying to move to an area, trying to get out of harm's way. So it is a situation. It's getting pretty bad here. The hurricane right now is a Category 4. And yesterday when I seen it, it was down here. It was predicted to already have changed to like a Category 4. It has not changed to a Category 4. They moved the Gulf Coast, if you could say here, down the road here, and they put it a little closer. That it will change Category 4, getting closer to the thing. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know. These things are like that. They're thinking that it will change when it gets closer to a category. Not a Category 4, a Category 3. But we'll see. If it stays at that projecting, stays at that speed, you are dealing with 145 mile an hour wind. And this could be devastating. The water here is there. The water along the coast here. I've been to Fort Myers and places along the. I've been along quite a few places here along the coast. It's pretty shallow water, and when this deeper water gets pressed on there, you could have devastating floods all along here. All right, so that's another thing to keep in mind. All right. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to try to see if I can hang in here as far as I can. This format of this show here, I pretty much talk. If you guys got any questions or anything you want to ask, you can go there on the chat room and ask for it. If you are on YouTube, you can go on the chat room and ask any questions because we're on YouTube and we're also on X. All right. And I'm going to also be playing some music. Once in a while, I'll be talking about my friend with his situation with a bipolar child and their financial situation. I'm hoping that we can raise some money here. I know these people. I know some of you kind people have been helping victims of these hurricanes also. God bless you guys for your helping them. These other people there, the person that needs help is a Westerner. I won't say exactly what country. It's not in a good area where they're at. He got there because of the situation he was in. He was doing some work for the DoD, and I also do work once in a while for the DoD. I also got a lot of experience overseas, and my work has always been having to do with protection, access, and protection personnel. I was did a lot of work overseas, and I've also done a lot of work in the U.S. All right, so we need your help. And we're going to be covering this. Let's try not to get stressed out. And also, I'm going to be talking about today, just like I did yesterday, about how to prepare for hurricanes. And once you have all your supplies together, what to expect, and maybe how to do still to kind of prepare. And it's always good. It's just something. I've been through a Category 5, and I lost everything. You could say, been through 2 smaller categories, which I've been flooded out and lost also a lot of stuff there. And I've been through my share of disasters, you could say, and other jobs that I've done, and also jobs that I've done. I know what disasters are. Trust me, I know what disasters are. All right, so let me be back. I'm going to be back in a bit over here, and what I'll do is I'm going to start playing a little bit of music here, get people to relax a little bit. I know it's very tense right now if you're in that area. And if this is your first rodeo when it comes to hurricanes, I know you don't know what to expect. Please do not make fun of this. Do not think this is, if you're out there and the hurricane still hasn't hit and you're along the coast and it's projected past heading in your way, trust me, if they think if it's going to come your way, it's probably going to come. So don't be playing games out there. I'll be back in a bit.
The clock just keeps on turning. Memories flicker like a candle's flame. In the quiet moments, my heart's still yearning for your laughter, Dad, I'm calling out your name. Every sunset paints a picture of our time. In the shadows I still feel you close to me. Through the tears and through the trials I find your love's a guiding light. It's my remedy. Oh, I miss you more with every passing day. Wish you were here to help me find my way. Though the years have flown, your spirit never fades. In my heart you're always, always my escape. Walking down the road where we used to talk, words unspoken, but I feel you by my side. Chasing after dreams, still I hear your knock. In my silent moments, you're my trusted guide. Every star that shines reminds me of your smile. Every breeze that whispers feels like you're nearby. In my dreams I feel you for a little while, holding on to hope I'll never say goodbye. Oh, I miss you more with every passing day. Wish you were here to help me find my way. Though the years have flown, your spirit never fades. In my heart you're always, always my escape. And when the world gets heavy, I close my eyes. I see your face and hear your gentle sighs. Though you're out of sight, you're never out of reach. In the love you've given, every lesson you teach. Oh, I miss you more with every passing day. Wish you were here to help me find my way. Though the years have flown, your spirit never fades. In my heart you're always, always my escape. So here I stand with love that never waits. A bond that time and distance cannot change. In my soul forever you will reside. My heart is full, Dad, you're my endless pride.
Okay, we're back here again. As you can see, the hurricane there. I believe the hurricane. You could literally say it kind of opened up. You could say, and this was around. I believe it was like around 8 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning, and that's because it was repositioning the eye towards the north. Alright, so when you have sometimes where the hurricane seems like it's falling apart, sometimes what it's doing is repositioning itself. There's just a radical change, either one direction or the other direction. Which is not really good news for Tampa, this kind of movement, where the eye almost seems to, reconstitute, you could say, towards the north. It's what it seems like, what happened there. And it seems like it was going to fall apart, but it regained strength, and it was staying. Even though you don't see a lot of clouds around it, it lost its cohesions. It's getting reorganized again, and you can see that it's going to it's right now. You can see Tampa's already being affected by some of the outer bands as it gets closer here, and other parts of the West Coast are being affected by these outer bands coming in. So the game is on, you could say. And as these outer bands get closer and closer, the wind will start to increase and the water will start to come inland more and more. And all these little tributaries, you could say, inside and canals and all that will start, the water level will start to rise, and flooding could begin, all right, as this pushes a wall of water into the coast. So you're going to be aware of this. You should already have made your preparation, and it's sometimes these hurricanes may kind of stall out there off the coast for a little bit, and it could give you like a false sense like it's maybe not coming in or something like that, and it does. I remember Hurricane Andrew. When we were out there, we were actually you could say we were on a job, like a mission, you could say, of trying to get some people out of a condominium. And it turned out to be, that turned out to be one of the longest days of my life. But we were able to be successful and actually literally rescue some people. But before that happened, we were out. It was nighttime. We were out about, and it was very calm. Hurricane Andrew was a very dense, condensed storm. It didn't have a lot of outer rings. It wasn't. It will come in. The rings will come in, on and off. But it wasn't. It didn't seem that bad. And we're looking at a hurricane. It was a Category 5 basically, and it was off the coast, going straight to Miami, towards South Miami. And you can say, well, there's nothing happening here. There's barely raining. You get some outer bands of rain coming in. They'll last a couple of minutes and they move on. All right. But as the night progressed, it got worse. And at one point, it just picked up. I mean, it just like somebody turned on the switch and it picked up. It went from, you could say, in around a 20-minute span, it really took off. All right. And things really started to fall apart and all hell broke loose. All right. And anybody caught outside during Hurricane Andrew, you were in some serious, serious trouble. That was a Category 5 that rolled right through Miami and right across all the way to the West Coast. If you actually look at pictures, or which I'm sure they're still available on the internet, where Hurricane Andrew came in through South Miami and went out through the Everglades, because it looked like somebody took a saw and cut some kind of path through there. I mean, it was devastating. All right. So far, sticking at a Category 4 hasn't changed, and the models seem to be predicting that it's going to change to a Category 3 once it gets close enough to the shore here. But already people there are experiencing the bands of winds and rain hitting them. You can see it right there in the reds and the blues as they come into Tampa and come in on shore. All right. The hurricane seems to have suffered some kind of breakup through the night, but that seems like what it is. They repositioned the eye, and the eye seems to have moved more towards the north, but the path is still in the same direction there. Let me see. Yeah, the path is still there in that same direction of coming through there. So we have to keep an eye on this as they do their updates and see what it does. See what kind of update here see what it does here, what kind of movement it's going to do and which direction you're going to move. So if you're at home, hopefully, if you're close to the shore, you're anywhere near the path of this hurricane, you should have left that area. If you're inland and you feel like you're safe, make sure that I hope you've been able to cover your windows. Some people put tape on the window. It doesn't do anything and it doesn't really stop your window from breaking. Tape does not stop your window from really breaking. What it does is it minimize the amount of broken glass falling in, you could say, but the window will still more than likely break. All right. Any kind of debris hitting your window at high speed, something like 140 miles an hour, is going to break. All right. So your windows, it's just you won't get maybe a lot of glass inside, but tape will not prevent your window from breaking. All right. It doesn't really do that. There are some stuff that people put on window. I think there's some smoke and mirror stuff. There's stuff that doesn't really work that good. Now I have relatives of mine that have this. It's like a glass, basically like a glass. I guess it'd be like a plastic glass, very strong, and they don't even have to put shutters up. The thing is extremely strong, and they already tested. It's been tested already in a couple very strong storms. It has not been. They haven't gone through a Category 5, but they've gone through a couple of smaller storms, Category 2s, and they've been okay with their protection that they have. I prefer to have steel on my on my home. Put steel shutters, fixed steel shutters. They're clumsy, they're a little hard to put, but when you get them up, you'll feel a little safer with those shutters, and make sure that the bars or the canals, the steel they hold the shutters in place, are well anchored into the cement. Because if they're loose, then your shutters are going to be gone too. So the winds could really break the living yin yang out of these shutters, and that starts to loosen everything up, all the anchors and nails and screws and whatever. So make sure that's really deep in there. You can't get them out. So there are people that put out these steel shutters, but the little canals that hold the panels in, they're just not properly put. And when a hurricane comes, yeah, they have the proper shutter, but the problem is that they did the wrong installation. They didn't do a proper installation. They didn't use anchor screws or nails, or well, not nails, basically screws. It didn't go deep enough into the concrete to really secure that from falling apart. All right, so that's something you got to make sure that if you put plywood, hopefully you didn't put particle board. Particle board can disintegrate. It's really not made for hurricane. Now after Hurricane Andrew, there were companies working on making stronger particle board. I don't know. All I know is when I went through like Hurricane Andrew, particle board, they were just people they were desperate to get any kind of wood for their windows. Some of them put particle board. None of that stuff lasted. It basically got shattered. All right. So that's one thing. You don't want to put thick plywood. It can work if you anchor them with very strong anchor screws. But if you're just using cement nails, the likelihood of staying on a strong hurricane, Category 4, Category 5, is slim. A lot of times those boards would just be ripped away and gone. The good thing about boards is kind of has an upside. If they are ripped and gone and they end up in your yard, you can always use them to patch up your roof and have a temporary shelter on your roof that's been blown away. You do what you can. So the thing about boards; they'll fly all over the place. All right, but the best deal is to try to get yourself some steel shutters, and try to minimize or protect your windows of any air coming through, because that's where you're going to have suction. That's where you're going to have your roof being blown off, and all this air coming in, or air being sucked out. So there's two types. There's one that where the wind just comes by your window if it's broken, and everything inside your house, it's like somebody stuck a vacuum cleaner in the window, sucking everything out. All right. And your house basically starts to implode. All right. And then you have another situation where the wind's in a different direction, where it's hitting you straight on. The wind's just filling up your house with air, and actually it's creating this pressure where it actually starts to loosen the joists and everything on your roof, and your roof could just pop off your home. There's a lot of inspections in Florida, very serious inspectors out there. They're always making sure that everything is tied down when they put on your roof, put on your roof all your roof materials, and that everything is properly made, is properly tied down. All right, and your roof don't end up just flying away. All right, so hurricanes are extremely dangerous, extremely dangerous. If this stays as it is, as you see it right there, coming in as a Category 4 hurricane, and it hits the shore, then you are going to see some problems there. Let me go back over here. All right, and we're going to watch this over here. If you guys over here on, let me see, where was I? Yeah. Oh, I was going to see something, but as you can see, it's still there. pushing a lot of water. A lot of these strong bands are coming in. Like I said, there was some just it kind of fell apart and then reorganized again. And I'm trying to keep up with the updates here on this hurricane and make sure that everything is on there. Okay. All right. Let's see here where we at here. Hang on a second, as I'm trying to keep up with the updates here. But just give me a second here. Alright. I'm trying to keep up with some updates here. Let me try to update, see if there's a better update here. I know you got a bit of a black screen going on there. Alright, hang on a second. Alright, pretty much, there might have been a bit of an update there. As far as the pass here, it seems to be still in the same area as it was before. Not much changes going on here. Going back to this one here. Alright. You can see where the walls of the bands are swinging like this in there, and they're coming in. So it is tracking. It seems to be tracking more and more this way, the hurricane, as these bands whip across, whip across, whip across. So it's continuing to. It seems to stay on that northeast path that is heading. And that is the predicted pass that you got right here. It's that predicted pass, but this may have actually moved a little bit towards the north. This pass here, you can see if this is correct. Yeah, now you can see the eye of the storm, where the pass is at, and where the eye of the storms are at. It seems to be two different things here. All right, or they have the hurricane here, and then they have the satellite shows the eye over here. The eye is over here in the center over here. Alright, so they put this here as the pass of the storm. They may have to do something there. Maybe this is kind of off here. It's not. It may be not correctly indicating the pass here. I don't know why I keep getting the feeling that it may be moving a little bit more towards the north. The north here. So you may be seeing some kind of wobble here, where it starts doing one of these, and it could go off that trajectory. All right. The problem is water's being. The way I always look at it is at these storms, it's water's being pressure into here. The water is the hurricane is pushing water towards the shore, and as it gets closer and closer to the shore, I think some of this pressure from the water begins to build up, and it kind of begins to steer the hurricane, because water starts to flow one way up north or flowing south. I think some of those currents, once the water is being pushed, it's no longer going to go inland, and the water is actually being pushed along, possibly south or north. That could have, I believe it could have an impact on the hurricane steering. And if it goes more north, more south. And the winds, you can see from here, from the bottom, you can see the winds coming in from the south, and the winds from the top are coming from the northeast, going towards the southwest. All right, and from the south, of course, they're coming in and heading towards the northwest. The winds spin back into the northwest, so you see that spinning motion in there. All right, and water continues to jam. It continues to push water on shore here. I'm sure by now you guys are watching on television. This might be why nobody's out here. So, but for anybody that does come out here, this is a brand new channel. And brand new. I'm suffering here because I was not going to be doing a weather event. It is stuff that I will be covering in the future on this channel. If it's like earthquakes, weather events, volcanoes, but it's not a weather channel. It's not a that kind of channel. It's just basically a talk channel. Whatever events happening, it could be weather, it could be war, it could be something else. Is what this channel is about. It's not just weather and this kind of stuff. No, I'll be talking about different things on this channel, and you all are welcome to leave your commentaries and other good stuff on there, and get into conversation with people that's on there. But it's a brand new channel, and when you get brand new channels on YouTube, you pretty much get at the bottom of the pits. You're way down there. Nobody recognizes you unless you had a lot of fan base in some other channel that you're able to bring across, and they start to support your channel. There's a lot of these Mickey Mouse, these people. They go out there and they start talking this BS about your channel could get 1 million hits in 1 month, something along those lines. I don't think so. This takes time to develop this channel, but hopefully with you guys coming in, subscribing and following, following or subscribing to the channel, thumbs up on these videos, it helps boost the channel. I wish this channel would have been boosted up. There's some information that I really like to share with a lot of people here, having to do with my experience on hurricane, Category 5 hurricanes, Category 3 hurricanes, Category 2 hurricanes, and all this, and tell you more about that and what to do. And yesterday I went through a lot of that stuff, but almost nobody listening to it. I do have it on X. I've actually, it's kind of also, the X channel is also kind of new because I actually changed that to this channel once I put the broadcast on that, of this channel over there. Alright, so that's kind of new. So there's not a lot of followers here. Alright, but we hope that will change and we'll start getting followers. There's a lot of stuff going on globally. And it just will get a lot of talk going on here. We can. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play a little music here, but before I do that, I want to jump over here because I'm trying to help some people here with a situation that they have with their daughter. They're trying to raise money for a bipolar daughter of theirs, but these people are in extreme financial difficulty. And they are now in a zone that is basically it's almost turning into a war zone overseas. It's the father of the girl is a Westerner. I don't go much into the details of him, but because the area they're in could turn into a problem. And they are overseas. They don't get no benefits. The father or the mother doesn't get any benefits from anybody. There are no benefits. The company that's supposed to help with the accident, or not the accident, you could say the injury that the father suffered at work. Basically, it's a company made up of lawyers, where like something like 80% of their staff is lawyers, and all they do is do whatever they can not to pay anything. And you really got a mountain of lawyers you're facing a mountain of lawyers. So he tries to get best to see what he can get in benefits, and is basically out refusing. And there was I believe there was major corruption involved in there, was people making decisions. So that's another story for probably another time. But he is in dire strait. He hasn't been able to work in years because of his injury, and he might not be never go back to the work that he had. The mother of the girl, she is also she makes a very low income where she's at. They are overseas. I'm asking this because I used to work with this individual overseas, and he is in dire strait. I've done what I can to help, but get to a point. What can you do? I'm trying to help him. Raise some money. I don't know how people raise money in places like GoFundMe and like this place here, Got to Get Funding. There are people that seem to raise a lot of money, but there's some stuff here that might be questionable because I've been here already. I believe this is here like 2 weeks, $7 really. That's all we've been able to raise, and this is $7 that came from an individual that knows the family. They just wanted to make sure that the site was working and put a little small donation in there. So I come out here pleading this case to everybody out here. We have had viewers, around 60-something viewers, and this is the best it ever was, $7. 60-something people come out here, they see this. They're being pleaded. The family pours out their guts out here. Tells they're ashamed to have to sit here and ask for this money because they feel, it's bad. It's a bad time for them, and nobody can go into their pocketbook and pull out a dollar. What is that, people? What have we become here, man? I'm not saying that you guys are horrible because you're going to do. Yeah, reading the story is entertainment for them. Somebody comes out here and they read the story of what happened to these people. Well, I guess you read a good storybook. If you want a good storybook or a horror story, go to Amazon and get yourself a book. But if you're coming out here, if you took the time to come out to this site and read the story and then don't have the heart not even to donate $3, What's wrong here, man? You know, this is not made up. This is not BS. You get on a plane and fly where they're at right now. You see their situation. It's extremely bad. And the daughter was a bipolar problem. It's really exaggerated, made it really bad for them, even more, you could say. But they love their daughter, and they will do anything for their daughter. All right. But the last thing they want to see is them ending up in the street because they can't pay for their rent. All right. That's the last thing they want to see. All right. And they actually not too long ago they had to sell a car that they had it was broken, or they couldn't fix it because they didn't have the money for it, so they sold it for parts, and they were able to pay part of one of they own a rent. They're backed up a rent. There are people listening to me that you do have the money to go in there and make donation. And and for whatever reason you might think this is a scam or something. Look, in the name of God, in Jesus' name, this is not a scam. This is real. And I'm a strong believer of God, Jesus, and Holy Spirit. This is not fake. This is real. This is totally real what's happening to them. All right. So I hope you guys can take the heart, go in there and try to save them. Don't just go over there and to read a story and, oh, I feel bad for them. And that's the end of that. Like I said, go to Amazon, get yourself a book. All right. What they need is they need support. All right. And they really want to get some kind of special education. They can go online, keep their daughter at home, and get her some kind of education where they should be online with people who are trained or know about bipolar. They are able to give her the proper teaching, and she can and also medication. She needs to go and she needs to see to have some counseling, and she also needs to have the medication that goes along with it. We the family tried to get this for her. All right, a couple of years ago when the father was doing better, but it's now impossible. All right, the finances are all drained out between his injury and their problem where they're at, and not able to get $1 in benefits or anything from insurance companies and all this other stuff. They're completely bankrupt, just about, and they're about to be evicted. They could end up evicted from their homes if people don't try to help here. And the whole thing is, what they're looking for is to people try to help them out so they can get out of this pressure they're in, to try to then clear their brains out so they can then see what steps they can take for jobs or for some kind of way to get financial aid or something. But right now everything is just mumbo jumbo. It's like this hurricane right now in their heads. All right. And it's extremely tough to get out. They need to get food on the table, and even that's become a struggle in their life. The lady suffer, the wife, you could say, or the mother, the kids suffer a huge embarrassment. A couple of weeks ago, when she went to get some bread, and at the store, and there was no money in the account, and there was she had a small ATM card. And they pretty much, it was like an embarrassment. People behind her actually telling her to get out of the line, the whole thing. And there was a kind gentleman behind her that was able to lend her some of the money that she was just trying to get bread and some water, I guess it was. And the bread she needed because she wanted to make like a sandwich for her daughter for school, and she didn't have the money for that. All right. This is not a joke. What's going on with this family? And I'm over here putting my time into this, trying to raise some money for this family. This is not a joke. This is extremely serious for them. Just as serious as it is for the people in the hurricanes and people that suffer, this is just as serious for them. All right. And their daughter does need help, does need medication, does need the special education that she needs to be able to go through this bipolar problem that she has. I believe that once you're able to get the medication and the counseling, you could return back to regular school. But right now, the way she is, it's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems with her peers. Bipolar is one of those mental disorder that throws you from one move to another move, and with kids it moves really fast. Or you could be in the middle somewhere, kind of like in a happy move, and somebody could say something stupid or dumb or do something stupid to you, and you could be extremely mad or extremely depressed. And it's weird to see it in action, and I've seen it. on this one individual, and I really feel bad for her. This is just a young girl that wants to go move on with life and have everything else that the other kids do and have her life, but she cannot control this, and the parents are at their last wick on this, and with the financial dragon hanging over them, has made things even worse. Please do not just come to read a story. If you're going to go there, don't do it. If you're just going to go there to read a story, don't go. I'm serious. Don't go to read a story. Because if you're just going to go to read a story just to find out of curiosity, go, yeah, Amazon's right around the corner. Just pull up with it. But if you're going to go there, take the thing serious. This is a serious matter for them, and they are trying to race. We wish, and I wish for him and his daughter to try to get $1,000 this week. $1,000 to at least pay the back rent. That's what they owe. They owe just in back rent alone. They owe $1,000. All right, they're not able to pay. All right, and food. They need right now to clear out this month between $1,000 to $2,000 just to get some food on the table, get rid of this rent that they owe and other bills that they have. They don't have it. These people could end up before Christmas in the street in a foreign country with no help from any government anywhere, but yet we can send billions of dollars to some a-hole in some country, all right, to bomb the crap out of other people. All right, with millions of dollars, and top of that, see his people being destroyed. All right, why? If we can't help Americans, okay, so I said it. Maybe the guy's an American. All right, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me. He is right now. He's in an area of the world which is extremely dangerous. Anything could pop out there in the middle, and there could be an all-out war in that area, and him and his family could be affected from it. They could not even get on a plane to leave the country. Who knows where they end up. All right. He's sticking there because his wife is not an American. His daughter's not an American. He hasn't had the paperwork or the means to go and do all the stuff he needs to go. You need to get the paperwork right. It's not you end up paying these idiotic fines for having wrong things on your paperwork when you're going to submit. He needs to submit paperwork. This could take a couple of years to get everything moving. Right now, they're not looking for a couple of years for help. They're looking for today. Today, that's what they're looking for. All right. And he doesn't want to abandon his wife and daughter, especially how the situation is developing overseas right now. All right. So I hope you guys can take your time. Really go out and read the story, but leave something behind for them and help them out, and just try to help them out in any way you can. If you're somebody with deeper pockets, they really, really need a very good, strong donation this month. All right. Okay, guys. Let me play a little music here, and I'll be right back. I'm sorry I went off the deep end here, but I'm kind of frustrated. I'm frustrated, and I'm just a friend. Can you imagine how they must feel? All right. And this is one of their, their final things to come out here and try to get some help. And I helped them what I can. What's this posting and went and put the stuff. Now it's up to you guys. Let me put a little bit of music here, and I'm going to be back and give myself something to drink here. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed those tunes. I'm going to cut the broadcast short here today. I'm really, there's nobody here right now at this moment as I broadcast to you. Nobody live. So that's why I'm going to cut the broadcast. I'll come in later. Hopefully they'll get some people on here to watch the broadcast. Right now I'm speaking to the air. Is what I'm speaking to. So it's a bit frustration. I'm a bit frustrated also because of the fundraising that I'm trying to do for the family here. I'm very frustrated with this. That I've not been able to help them out. I was kind of hoping that something like this site could help them out. And it's been very frustrating. And on top of that, because this channel is a new channel and it's not dedicated to well, it's not a weather channel. It's just a channel for talk and music, and I'll talk about different subject. But because it is a brand new channel, it's basically being put in the bottom of the pile, you could say. We're like nowhere here to be found. Um, Hang on a second. And so that's the thing is, if the channel is needs to get some attention from out there. Nobody sees this channel. Nobody's going to come here. Nobody comes out here. Nobody's going to donate. And the ones that are coming here, the ones that do come out here, unfortunately, some people that do come out here, they may see this channel. And like I said, the donation page has gotten around 60 views. Out of 60 views, there's only been one donation of $7. And thank God for that person. I will say God bless that person that helped us out. But you know what? The other 65 people, 64 people, whatever, haven't been able. Only came out to read the story, and that was it. Come on, people. You could do better than this. And you know, I tell you, I'm telling you, in Jesus' name, God's name. This is all truth. What I'm telling you. I'm not making up stuff. I'm not scamming anybody, and the family's not scamming anybody. This is really what's happening to this family. All right. So if you go out there, try to donate something. And if God tells you, look, donate this amount, then do it. Just donate. Donate whatever God puts in your heart to donate. All right. This is like and try to help out this family as much as you can because they really are in dire strait. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go here because I will see if maybe later on, probably in a couple hours, I come back and see how things are out here and do another broadcast here. So thank you guys for coming out here. God bless you all. Stay safe. If you're in Florida, stay out of trouble. Stay safe. I want to come out here with more details, but if I'm just talking to air, who am I advising? Nobody. I hope that the people that run this broadcast, the company, you know what I mean, can kind of boost up this channel because a lot of information that I have in my head could help a lot of people in these hurricane zones. All right, but unfortunately, talking to air just doesn't do anything. All right, so anyway, you all have a great one. And thank you for coming out here. Bye now.